What does fleet chaos look like? What do we mean when we say that? So Nathan's going to help me out, starting with we have paper logs and forms all over the place. What does that mean? How is that chaotic?
Paper gets lost. Paper can sometimes be hard to read, or they're covered in grease stains, right? So I would say if you're still using paper logs or forms, you're definitely behind the technology gap. And it can lead to chaos because those things, like I said, they get lost. Maybe you think you filled it out and turned it in, but it's still sitting on your toolbox or whatever the case may be. And even worse than paper logs is that, well, I told the parts guy I needed the part. I don't know why 6 weeks later I don't have it, right? Because the person doesn't remember, right? It's not being written down. It's not being tracked. It really does lead to some major chaos if you're still using paper, honestly. One of the cool things that I think we're doing at RCA, and maybe the others are doing it too, but we're really trying to bring all the data together in one place and really centralize that data in the processes. Real-time data, this is something that I preach like every time I talk to a fleet, right? It's like, can't stress how much I have this conversation. Like, it's literally every day of real-time data. It would solve so many issues. And then role-based visibility, right? Being able to set permissions or access to certain things by people's role instead of just giving somebody like the freedom to go into the entire system and do whatever they want, right? Like, we want to limit that stuff to what their role, needs to be. So kind of getting control of that, limiting users to what they need to see. And then obviously repeatable and scalable, like as the fleet grows or, gets bigger or adds more team members, like we want to be able to repeat and scale, the systems. And then team-wide accountability, right? And I think you hit on this when you talked about if it's not written down or we can't, hold people accountable, like we lose some of that stuff.
So starting off with best practice number one is to pick a system. And that's, all the things we've been talking about. It may be talking about an FMIS. We may be talking about a receivable program or an option, but we need to have something documented, written down that matches our workflows and not the other way around. We don't need to try to create a system around our workflows, but one that actually benefits, matches, and possibly even makes our workflows better.
But we also want to establish a culture of continuous improvement, right? Like, we don't want to do one project and be like, okay, we're done, right? Like, we want to keep trying to move that needle and get better and better as a fleet, lower our costs more and more, be more efficient.
Most of these practices and process probably exist within those fleets and within those successful programs. All we're looking to do is digitize it and make it better. So this is not, there definitely are some areas that we say, well, we've never done this before, let's give it a shot. That's fine. We are happy to be those guinea pigs there. But yeah, most of the time, I would say these types of forms, these processes, they just need a little bit of a push to really take that next step, that next level of accountability. These tools are simply enablers. That's why we talk about all the systems and all the programs in the world can't replace that end user. The system is the solution, but we're not just talking about the FMIS system. We're talking about the best practices and the systems that your teams are producing. We use those tools to become better.